Hey there friend, if you're looking for a video about what a short squeeze is, you might be new to trading. Today I want to make a very short video explaining in a very simple way what a short squeeze is. And I want to use the example of the stock CXAI. Over the last couple of days, we have seen a run up on AI stocks. A lot of talks about ChatGPT. And over the last 2 days, or a couple of days, previously, before this CXAI run up, GFAI also run. And this is what happened with this thing. We started to see this thing wrap up over the last few days. Nobody thought of what this could go to almost 70 bucks. You see the high of 69.90 here. So I want to tell you guys what a short squeeze is in a very simple way. And for that, we're going to use the examples of a banana. Let's just say, and let's say that you have a banana that is the meat or the fruit is inside of the peeling, right? And that is the range that you're going to have inside of that banana where the meat is, top and bottom, surrounded by that channel. And we're going to use the same thing as a price channel as an example. So imagine a banana that's a price channel that is not supposed to go outside of the peeling, but if you put pressure on it, chances are it's going to squeeze right out. It's going to splash and it's going to go all over the place. So basically, in layman's terms, a short squeeze happens when a lot of people that are betting against the price of a company or against a stock price, or betting against it thinking that the price is going to go lower, get booted out, kicked out, thrown out, or squeezed out, making it very simple, just because a lot of people starts to buy. And they have to buy the stock back, because in order for you to short the stock, you have to sell it. So in order for them to get out of the transactions, they need to buy it back as a cover. So once they start covering, chances are gonna start popping up in a lot of people's scanners, and because they think that the price of the stock is becoming it's some sort of way, as you notice here, as a bull flag pattern starts to break and shorts starts to cover, and that translates into long people or traders that are thinking that the price will continue to go lower, buying more stock, buying more shares. So that becomes an avalanche of people coming in, and people that were betting against it start to buy, or the people that are actually thinking that the price is going to keep on going higher keep on buying more, and then it makes the price go even higher. If you notice here, we have a nice stepper. We have a 2-minute Heikin-Ashi candlesticks here that I like to use to keep the momentum. I want to track the momentum and the trend, and I use a 2-minute Heikin-Ashis for that. Couple of steppers pushing higher, bull flag, second one, another push, another flag, coming down into the 50 simple moving average on the 2 minutes, sitting here, pushing again, another flag, and then push right back. Nobody thought that this thing was going to go to 69.90. The one thing that happened, and the reason why I want to bring the CXAI stock, is because I have a thesis here. My thesis is that this could have been institutions squeezing out people, or this could have been overnight traders thinking that the price was not going to come higher. If you look at where we're sitting here at $1.15 around that range, the lower one of the candles was $1.37. I don't think anybody will think that this thing was actually going to squeeze. And let me just pull it a little higher, closer here. Let's see how it jumped and gapped up, held the VWAP, moving VWAP, and keep on going higher. Now, by the end of the day, and the other day, a few days ago, I posted a video of the live trading session when this thing actually started to pull back making this flag formation down here. You can see a bunch of dojis with a lot of indecision, a lot of selling that was happening very close to the closing bell. And the following day, I don't think that anybody will think that during the pre-market hours this thing was going to squeeze the way that it did. There's a thesis that I have, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm thinking that being that it pulled back close to the closing bell of the market, a lot of people were overnight shorts and they thought that this price was going to gap down. And maybe when this pattern started forming back here, this bull flag on the pre-markets. Now during the pre-market extended hours, there's no holds. There's one thing, there's no hold, so the stock was not gonna get holded. And so either this thing started to go higher and the shorts started to cover when this thing started to form this pattern and started to squeeze them out. People that were shorts overnight started covering, and as people started covering, then because it was a little bit lower volume during the pre-market hours, all the people that have this on their sites and thinking, maybe in Reddit or stock twists all over the place, people watching this CXAI stock thinking that this thing is going to keep on going higher. So they start buying. Shorts are starting to cover because they cannot hold the price anymore. As maybe they had a $10 risk or $20 risk. Like I said, this was $1 and change. Nobody's going to think that this is going to go close to $70. They start to get out buying because you're betting against it. Now you're selling it originally, and now you have to cover the position. In order for you to do that, you have to buy it back. Maybe another thing is that the broker had to close the transactions to mitigate the risk on a lot of the accounts. So they have to cover, they have to buy it themselves and get those traders that were holding overnights kicked out, cover their positions and close the transaction. So they had to cover those. Or that another thesis that I have is that it could have been an institution thinking that, hey, this stock started to run up the previous day, and it has no news, no relevant news. The only reason why this thing is running is because of a sympathy play from GFAI. No news whatsoever. I didn't really want to touch it going along, to be honest with you. I was talking about the same thing in the Discord. I didn't want to touch it. And I thought I'm going to follow trend. I'm going to join trend once it starts to roll over. And that I was just recording this thing as they started to massive pullback. And it had a massive pullback of $1 and change, $2 right here when it started to get really heavy and exhausted. But during the pre-market, there's no hold it. The stock was not going to get halted, so there's no holds. People starts to get squeezed, maybe overnights, or maybe institutions that knowing that this has no news, they gonna come in and short the stock. So they start buying slowly, squeezing overnights, squeezing short traders that are holding overnight positions, as they know that they're gonna short the stock. And one of the reasons why I think that is because if you notice right here, this price from this area, so the low of this candle, this was just close to 11.50, half dollar. This thing pushed 4 5-minute candles. This is the reason why I think it could have been a little bit manipulated. There was not a lot of volume. We can check the volume here, and we're gonna see that the volume was 275,000 shares. Next candle, 263,000 shares. So this is not a million candles. 282,000 shares and 319,000 shares. That sounds a little bit like maybe a big player trying to manipulate the price. So they start squeezing overnights. People start to cover their positions. Brokers are starting to close their positions to make it and mitigate the risk from the people that are actually holding overnights on their respective brokerages, right? Their own individual traders. So the brokerage want to mitigate their risk, so they close their overnight positions that single traders are holding. Or institutions come in, they start putting a little bit of pressure, knowing that the volume is going to die down, and they're going to be able to come back in and short this thing. And 20 minutes after the breakout of this bull flag formation on the pre-market hours, this thing squeezed all the way almost nearly 70 bucks. And notice how it rolled over to open near 16 bucks from almost 70 bucks. So I really think that this could have been a short squeeze from overnights, or an institution came in and kicked a lot of people out, and the broker had to close the positions from their individual traders because they wanted to mitigate the risk. Now, going back to the explanation and using this example as what is a short squeeze. A short squeeze is when people betting or traders betting against an individual stock, betting against it, start selling it thinking that the price is going to go lower because they're going to make money as the price goes down, are forced, are kicked out, are booted out, are squeezed out. They have to cover their positions. It's when people that are betting against a stock are forced out of their positions because the price keeps going against them.